You clicked on this video because you wanted to know the difference between Skillcapped, the MLA, and whether either of these services are worth it. And today, I'll be taking you through the depths and every little detail about both of these services. To begin comparing these two services, we need to look at the very beginning. Who are they, and when did they start? Skillcapped was founded in 2010 by Sel Arrington, according to the website Traxon. In addition, they have 11 to 50 employees, and they have no investment as of 2025. So no capital investments, no corporate entities behind them. According to their About Us page, We Teach League really started in May 2024, and Coach Curtis and Nathan Mott have been doing League of Legends content since 2020. Now, they are no slouches when it comes to the competitive scene. Nathan Mott and Coach Curtis were a part of the Direwolves esports team and founded the team. In the OC, they ended up winning the OPL 4 times in a row, according to that About Us page again. They eventually created the Academy programs after looking at their content and realizing that this would be the best format to go. Skillcapped, as I have found, does not have a mission statement. However, We Teach League under the About Us page does. They say, help League of Legends players build a healthy, sustainable approach to climbing through no BS coaching and content that actually gets results. This is not the first time where Coach Curtis or Nathan Mott will use that kind of language. No BS coaching and content that actually gets results. Even in their About Us page, they specifically mentioned that they were really sick of specific content, such as Smurf commentaries and unranked challenger videos. Now that we know who these two services are, let's get to the real stuff, the payment. Skillcapped offers their League of Legends plan for $18.99 a month, or the annual plan for $8.25 a month, billed $99 annually. Meanwhile, the Midlane Academy is $40 a month, or yearly $29 a month. It is important to note that for the Midlane Academy, that is just for resources for the mid lane. If you are looking for other resources, it's the same price, unless you're doing the full roles bundle, which is $72 a month or $97 a month monthly. This is one of the distinguishing factors between Skillcapped and the We Teach League system. They divide the roles into specific academies. If you're doing all 5 roles, then it is very good to get the bundle. However, it is very pricey compared to Skillcapped, where they offer content on all 5 roles for that one price. Now, why is the Midlane Academy so much more expensive? And what is the difference in content between Skillcapped and the Midlane Academy? I would like to note that this still serves as a self-learning model, where you yourself go, learn what you need to learn, and you also decide how to spend your own resources while in Skillcapped. You must watch the videos that you want to watch and basically utilize the resources on your own time. Now, there is a lot of videos on Skillcapped, and I mean a lot to watch. And each video is very well edited. They have lots of diagrams, points, pop-ups when you show your abilities, and that is the strength of Skillcapped. Their video content is very clear and easy to understand. Their messages, for the most part, are also easy to understand. They're trying to show and display specific mechanics and talk about some of the important things that they think you need to know inside the game. And these guides are made by higher end players. You can also comment on the videos and leave reviews for specific episodes. You will also receive messages from other people and staff of Skillcapped if you do leave comments on their videos. I would like to note as well that they have a whole section on Smurf commentaries, that being VODs where they are not in their ELO or in their current ELO, and you get to watch those specific VODs, hear some of their thoughts, and see specific players Smurf in different ELOs against certain matchups. Well, logging into Skillcapped for the first time, you are basically not shown anything. You have to go and find your own resources. Inside the videos tab, you'll find basically a role filter and specific series, recommended, and favorites. Now from here, you need to watch and understand what you need to do. There's also 2 more tabs that are really critical for Skillcapped's business method. If you don't know where you're going wrong and you're confused, you can buy coaching. Now, coaching prices are very different between coaches. Challenger and Master coaches, as well as Grandmaster coaches, will definitely have different prices. You must buy points in order to use these coaches, and each coach requires different amounts of points for different services. So, as a part of your membership, you get a discount on these points and coaching. For 4,000 points, it's $68. So what does 4,000 points get you for that $68? Well, it gets you a Smurf commentary while the coach plays a game. So 4 Smurf commentaries. 1v1 matchup training is 1,750 points. And getting earpiece coaching is 1,000 points. So to have a coach in-game with you, it is 1,000 points, so you get 4 games for $68. And you decide when and where to use these coachings. I will go ahead and note that SkillCapped does not have an About Us page. I looked through their careers, tried to connect through YouTube, Discord, Facebook, or Twitter. The only email that they have listed under their main page is the support@skillcap.com. They don't have a mission statement, so no founding information directly on their website. And I have paid and I'm using the premium version in order to discover this. Before we start comparing, let's go over some of the Midlane Academy's resources and how their website looks and feels, and the content of the website. Already, we can see a giant sign as soon as you get into the website that says Getting Started with Midlane Academy. We have Start Here, Coaching, Champ Guides, Improve, Reviews, and the Discord. Now, please note that this is the very start of the website. You're not shown videos, you are shown coaching, which we will definitely go through first. So how do you sign up for coaching? Well, there's a short video tutorial on how to do it, because it's on the Discord. They also go through how to record your own gameplay. They have specific requirements in order to get coaching, and the coaching is free, but restricted to 2.5 weeks or 17 days. So you can only get 1 session every 17 days, and they may actually ask that you take longer than that when you review your resources and your videos in order to get back to you. I've received coaching in this way, and I found that it's honestly quite easy. How to record your gameplay is quite simple. The tool is very lightweight. It's called Ascent. It is free, although it does have a paid version for $5 a month. And purchasing the premium version of Ascent gets you access to additional cloud storage rates, as well as a unique user number, a special role in the Discord, unlimited AI game reviews, and you can download videos and clips from the cloud. The reason I'm talking about these features is not to show you or advertise to you specifically, but to help you compare. For me, the content inside of the Midlane Academy focuses and centers around the idea of coaching, whereas the SkillCapped side really focuses around those video lessons. If you want additional resources, help in SkillCapped, you must pay additional money to get points. Inside the Midlane Academy or the We Teach League site, it is provided for you. However, both of these services are still self-searching and self-oriented. You must utilize these resources. They can teach you and show you. However, the path that's laid out for you by your coach will be where you start, and at least in the Midlane Academy, they ask that you do specific homework, review specific parts of guides, and give you an idea of where to get started before coming back. I would say one of the biggest highlights of the Midlane Academy or We Teach League is their Discord. Inside their Discord, they have specific channels for champions. So if you and your other mains want to talk specifically about your champion, then you can always go there and ask. They have the coaching signups, solo queue reflections, the Ask a Mentor feature, which is including a brief clip or about your draft or about a specific situation in game, and have one of the high-end mentors review on their thread. These are generally answered under 24 hours. They also have support for the auto recorder, general support tickets, and feedback directly answered by the coaches. Inside the voice channels, they have Chill Casual, Daily Check-In, which is used by certain coaches, solo queue rooms, mentor stream, live commentary, normal games, esports discussion, and a TFT room. Under VOD questions, you can include your VOD. If you're below or above Emerald, they have separate threads. They also have a list of all coaching VODs. So if you've ever received coaching, or if you would like to look at a specific coaching for a matchup, maybe it's the same champion, you can go there to review. Note that this is the main part of their content, coaching VODs, as compared to Smurf commentaries. The Midlane Academy is very against the idea of smurfing. Specifically, they want your one account to be as high rank as possible. The Smurf commentaries and the Unranked Challenger series, they truly believe is not worth your time. Where SkillCapped places high emphasis on these Smurf type videos, showing in every elo specific mechanics and requirements to win the game. SkillCapped also has a Discord, and inside that Discord, they have general chat, champ discussion, media, mad talks or ranting, community reviews, YouTube uploads, and role chats. As of right now, I'm not sure if this server is or is not exclusive. I would like to note that I joined this server post getting the payment, and I found it on my own. Once again, I am unsure if this is exclusive, but they don't have any sections for mains. There is one main difference I would like to note between Skillcapped and the MLA, is that the Discord in the Skillcapped was last updated for a major announcement in 2024 by their administrator Hexa. They do have a site feedback, which I neglected to mention in the first section. Note that none of the site feedbacks have been answered except by the moderator 911 on the 18th. The MLA Discord is much more populated and updated more frequently. The most recent post was by Coach Mysterious, February 20th at 4 a.m. my time. I'm of the opinion that the Midlane Academy is the better service, even though it's 3 times the cost. The user experience for both of these services can kind of be overwhelming. There's a lot of content out there, and the Midlane Academy clearly directs students to go to coaching first, providing that coaching for free, and developing a process with that specific student that will carry them through that program and tailor their education to what the student needs. With Skillcapped, there's too much information for new users, and they don't know a lot of the time that they have to pay for coaching and get that start to really get the learning process rolling. While Skillcapped does have better video content and more video content than the Midlane Academy, the focus on Smurf content and the guides are too much. There's too much an emphasis on video content that's too impersonal. If you wish to grow, Skillcapped can help you if you lack general game knowledge. If there's specific questions that you have, Skillcapped will definitely be able to help you answer that. However, the Midlane Academy does have more personalized content for you. It is an educational journey between you, your coach, and yourself. Skillcapped, it's just yourself. And then you have to pay additional resources for that coaching. Even with paying for coaching, you will still spend less money on Skillcapped. But the difference in improvement with the Midlane Academy is that you will be with a lot more like-minded people who are very motivated after going through these coaching sessions. Coach Curtis definitely has some emphasis on psychology, and a lot of that focus really comes out when you are in the Midlane Academy. The process is really wonderful, where you get to start, learn what your mistakes are, go to a video that's specifically made for that fundamental, grab that fundamental, go into 3 games specifically in little blocks, apply those, and then move on. Now, this process where you go into the Midlane Academy and get coaching, it requires resources. But if you are going to be spending your money, you will go further and have a more personalized experience in the Midlane Academy. Now, I'm not the only person who's gone through Skillcapped and has watched their videos and had frustration with some of their mechanics. When should I be doing this thing? What should I be doing? When should I be watching these videos? How much should I be watching these videos? Both organizations don't do a good job about how much you should be learning each day. And I'm not the only one who's gone through this. I definitely do have a bias towards the Midlane Academy, where I myself know a Midlane Academy coach and have for a couple years now. So I do have some inherent bias. And in addition, I did my research. I found someone else who has tried both services, and I've looked at their videos, and I'm pretty sure they came to the same conclusion that I did. Mooch did a video on Skillcapped and the Midlane Academy. I would highly recommend checking out both videos. They're both fantastic. Go Mooch. However, Mooch came to the same conclusion that I did about some of Skillcapped guides, where they are frustrating in their tips because they're not properly applied. Specifically, Mooch mentioned the clicking a minion's health bar to look at how much HP they have before using a skill. I don't know how good of a tip that is. When should I be using that tip? Is that a training wheel? When do I stop using that tip? In which elos is this applicable? Sure, you'll miss CS if you don't do that, but there's so many other factors in a league game that if you're doing this mechanic, will you be handicapped later on? That is part of my frustration and dislike of Skillcapped. Mooch also did a video covering the Midlane Academy, in which they got coaching, was pointed to a specific guide, and watched the whole guide for a full 2 hours and got overwhelmed, for the champion Ari specifically. Entirely understandable. There's way too much content in both services. Both of these services, I think, take time. Time to learn, time to improve, time to absorb the knowledge they both offer. Mooch really didn't end up sticking in the Midlane Academy were too long. In fact, in October 17th, 2025, one of the Diamond players posted a video about Mooch, specifically the one about the server, and the first comment was, he does not appear to be. And I still see that he is in the server in general, although I don't know if he still has access to the main part of the Discord. This next section, I want to talk about what the two companies could do better in order to make better content for the league creators and have a wider audience and possibly get better at their craft. For Skillcapped, make an About Us page with a clear mission statement. This will help not only investors, but other people who are coming to your page and wondering, hey, what is the main mission of Skillcapped, to understand. Another thing is that you should probably make coaching free or discounted initially. Heavily discounted. Not the initial membership discount, but a full discount. Medify is kind of taking over the coaching market at the moment, and they're not going to recommend Skillcapped. You as a service have to be able to provide for those getting the service and direct them to the knowledge they need so that they can learn faster, so that they'll enjoy your service more. This is the clear difference between you and the MLA. You should filter down your content. Make things easier to find between fundamental resources, between each lane and jungles. There's too much going on the initial pages. There's too much to go through, and there's not enough content divided between beginner players, intermediate players, and high elo players. There's no way to really start that self-learning process because there's too many fundamentals and guides to go through. That being said, you should also update some of your guides. Some of them are old, some of them definitely don't apply anymore, and some of those resources need to be filtered out, especially not the least popular ones, but the ones that have been proved not to be effective. And I'm pretty sure going through them again and just looking at the list, you'll clearly see some of the ones that I found that are the same. Another thing that Skillcapped really should do better is to update their Discord. Make events, showcase people who are succeeding on Skillcapped and get people excited to talk with some of your staff. There's been no announcement in 2 years on your server. That should not be happening, especially for a company that wants to stay relevant and stay producing content. YouTube is your main thing, and I understand that. And Skillcapped as a service definitely can be helpful for people. But if you want to genuinely help your users, these changes, making it more similar to the MLA, will be very helpful for you. Now that I've talked about how Skillcapped could improve, I would also like to talk about how We Teach League could improve, because I believe both organizations could learn from each other. One thing that I really would like to see from We Teach League is increased visuals in their content guides. More editing and precise visuals would be really helpful for certain learners. Pen drawing on the screen does do something. It does point out specifics. However, having an editor go through and make specific visuals similar to Skillcapped guides would be a lot better for those visual learners. Would be a good idea to do kind of a coach FAQ to learn a little bit about each of the coaches, especially before signing up for coaching. You could just ask the questions, but having that information clear, at least in some part of the website, would be helpful for those who want to understand which coach they want to go for. Another thing that I think would be really helpful is at least showing off some of the boot camps, just to give some of those who are in the MLA an idea about what those boot camps look like, and also clearly publishing the price. It is hard as heck to find the prices about boot camps. In addition, the tickets available now section of the website does feature sold out as one of the lines, but it also says buy tickets. This is a very niche, nitpicky thing that I think could be fixed in the website coding, but even if the tickets are sold out, it doesn't say on all of the arrows, which would be really helpful, especially if you're coming in from the server for a couple days and have not found that bootcamp announcement. It would be very good to have certain times to come in for a daily check-in, kind of almost like a club where you can come in at a specific time and you'll do a daily check-in, and you'll be able to have kind of a group of people that you can identify with that will come into the daily check-in at that specific time, almost like a club. For me, I work in the service industry, and it's very hard to have a regular schedule. However, there's certain days I will have off, and certain days I should be able to come in for a daily check-in. Having some sort of peer-organized club or group would also help strengthen the cohesion between members of the server. Overall, both of these services are good. Skillcapped is a good service. even though I think the Midlane Academy, if you can afford it, is better. Coming into this, I really did not know what my thoughts were going to be, but going through all of the screenshots, going through their websites, and understanding the differences between these services, it's clear how much passion makes a difference. The Midlane Academy or Reteach League team is passionate about League of Legends, where SkillCapped doesn't have that personal or passion aspect. It's also more expensive to get coaching when you didn't know that you had to pay for coaching in the first place. It feels bad logging into SkillCapped and then not knowing that you had to also pay to get coaching and to be pointed in the right direction and to understand where to go. Whereas the Midlane Academy has these resources and believes in the message of self-improvement overall. Smurfing and watching Smurfs, they believe won't take you as far. And I understand. I understand that feeling. Making a Smurf account will not help you improve in the game. Watching a Smurf may not help you improve in the game. There are certain skills that you do need to learn in each elo, yes. However, those skills are personal to you. There's different ways that people can improve in League of Legends. Maybe you're an insane mechanical player. You can pull off assassinations like nobody's business, but you have no idea how to macro in the game. SkillCapped won't be able to help you with that if you don't know where to start. Like I said, I deeply care about this subject. I also really think that not having a personal face to connect with is to SkillCapped's detriment. I did get coaching from SkillCapped. I paid for the service for 2 years. It was instrumental in me getting some of the fundamentals I have now. And I am a very theoretical player, and I highly enjoy that aspect of the game. And I think SkillCapped also ignited my passion for that. Watching those videos, understanding advanced concepts was really fun in SkillCapped. Making this video, I don't want people to steer away from one specific service because I said something, because I do think one service is better than another. I want both services to improve and be competitive, and both services to get better. I know that I am a Midlane Academy die-hard fan now. I'm a part of it. I'm looking to be a part of it for a long time. SkillCapped also has its place. There should not be one true service to rule them all. And as far as Metafy goes, getting your coaching there was crazy. Like, it's so wild how one service kind of blew up and took everyone else by storm. The one takeaway from this whole video is not that MLA is better than SkillCapped in everything and that you should go and join in the MLA, although you should definitely come give me a shout in the MLA. It's that personal service and the relationship between people makes a service better tailored to you. A machine that pumps out guides that applies to everybody cannot make it personal. The emphasis on the relationship between people is my main motivation for making this video, and my main motivation for wanting to stay in the Midlane Academy, then continue to contribute my resources to SkillCap. Make it personal, make a connection with someone who really has the interest of improving at your heart, and I just don't think that SkillCap has that at the moment. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you learned something today. If you did end up joining one of the two services, please leave me a comment down below. Or if you're a representative from one of the two services and you want to talk, shoot me a DM on Discord. I'm a part of both your Discords, and you can find my username down below. Thank you so much for watching, and please take care.